It's official. Trump just signed an executive order facilitating the sale of TikTok, America's most popular social media app, now valued at $14 billion. But sold to who exactly?
With this executive order, you will be effectively bringing into effect the agreement that will save TikTok and ensure that it can operate safely and securely.
So this is interesting because I had a very good talk with President Xi, a lot of respect for him. Hopefully he has a lot of respect for me too. And we talked about TikTok and other things, but we talked about TikTok and he gave us the go-ahead. You know, it's run by American investors and American companies, great ones, great investors.
Great American companies. Okay, let's see the details here. This is straight from the executive order. Quote, it will be majority owned by U.S. investors, operated in the U.S. by a board of directors with national security and cybersecurity credentials, and subject to strict rules to protect Americans' data and our national security. ByteDance will hold less than 20% of the stock as required by law, choose only one director of the 7-seat board, and be excluded from the company's security committee. Oracle, one of the nation's leading technology companies, will act as TikTok's security provider and independently monitor and assure the safety of all operations in the U.S. Oracle. You mean the CIA cutout? That Oracle? More on them in a second, but first, let's go back to Trump and J.D. Vance.
JD was very much involved and in charge of it, and maybe I'll have you say a few words about the deal. He would report back, and the points of the deal, I think, are great for our country. So, JD, do you want to give it a little talk, please?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So thank you, sir, for your leadership and for your help. We really couldn't have done this without the president actually ushering this deal over the finish line. There was some resistance on the Chinese side, but the fundamental thing that we wanted to accomplish is that we wanted to keep TikTok operating, but we also wanted to make sure that we protected Americans' data privacy as required by law, both because it's the right thing to do, but also because it's a legal requirement of the law that was passed last year by Congress. So we think that we were able to do that. Of course, we're going to keep on working at it, but this deal really does mean that Americans can use TikTok, but actually use it with more confidence than they had in the past, because their data is going to be secure and it's not going to be used as a propaganda weapon against our fellow citizens.
Not going to be used as a propaganda tool against our fellow citizens. You sure about that, JD?
But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are in social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is class TikTok.
Hold on a second. I just had to pause real quick. Did you guys hear that? Somebody said bots.
Bots?
Who are the ones accusing the other countries of using bots again? Anyway, let's continue.
TikTok. Number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential.
Okay, all of that is very disturbing, but why is Netanyahu so confident that he can control TikTok to the benefit of Israel? Quote, turns out it didn't need to be eliminated. TikTok is a message force multiplier after all, and only requires, apparently, the right people to own it, like Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison. See, told you I would come back to Larry. He is the second richest man in the world and the single biggest private donor of the Israeli Defense Forces, someone who has referred to the state of Israel as his own. Do people not see something wrong here with an American citizen being the biggest private donor of a foreign army? That is very weird. And don't just take it from me. Take it from Larry Ellison himself, straight from the horse's mouth.
I have been to Israel. I have been to the border. I have spent time to the people who govern the state of Israel. And I feel a deep emotional connection to the state of Israel and the Israeli people. We have two CEOs at Oracle. One's name is Safra Katz, and she was born in Israel. So again, we love the country of Israel, and we'll do everything we can to support the country of Israel.
I'll repeat what he just said again. We will do everything we can to support the country of Israel. They've already put a former IDF soldier, Erica Mendel, as the head of content moderation at TikTok. And also, if we just zoom out for a second, the Ellison family now controls CBS, Paramount, Warner, CNN, and TikTok. That is now a secured Israeli propaganda ecosystem. Now, Dropsite is already reporting that TikTok is escalating a sweeping crackdown on pro-Palestine creators, deleting videos, scrubbing comments, and burying posts about Gaza. They've also evidently introduced an overhaul of its community guidelines, banning users from calling the IDF terrorists and rolling out automated moderation that retroactively wipes posts. Users are reporting Free Palestine comments disappearing in real time and Israeli war crimes videos getting taken down. Wow, remember when I said more than a year ago that the TikTok deal had nothing to do with China and everything to do with Israel? Is the TikTok ban about China or is it about Israel? Well, now that the House has voted, we can take a look at some hard data. First, I went to this Washington Post article to find out who voted in support of banning TikTok and who voted in opposition to that. I then went to Open Secrets to look up who received money from pro-Israel lobbies in the 2022 election cycle. Then I matched them up in this spreadsheet. So you have column A is the member of Congress, column B is how much money they received from pro-Israel lobbies, and column C is how they voted in HR 7421. So 1 means that they voted yes in favor of banning TikTok. 0 means no, they did not. So if we just go down this list, this is sorted in descending order by how much pro-Israel money they took. Top of the list is Chantel Brown, Ohio, over $1 million in pro-Israel money. She voted yes. Haley Stevens, $797K, yes. Glenn Ivey, $756K, yes. Josh Gottenheimer, $488K, yes. Hakeem Jeffries, $493K, yes. Keep going all the way down. It's not until we get to Gregory Meeks of New York. He received $128K in funding, but he voted no. Interesting. So I charted everybody. These are the yes votes in favor of banning TikTok. These are the no votes. And the x-axis is how much money they took from pro-Israel lobbies. And it does kind of look like if you take a lot of money, you're definitely voting yes in favor of banning TikTok. But then if you go down over here, the people who took maybe less money, they're still taking pro-Israel money, but maybe just less of it, then they're starting to split off in either direction. And then I was summarily smeared in the Atlantic as a anti-Semitic conspiracy theorist. Well, I guess it turns out the difference between a conspiracy theory and a conspiracy is about 6 months to a year. That is it for me this week. Let me know what you think is going on here, especially if you are a TikTok user. Will you still use this app? And bigger picture, will this clampdown even work? I don't see people going back in that direction. I don't know. Sound off in the comment section below. If you want to support my journalism, please do me a huge favor. Like this video, share it with people, just one person if you can, just to help grow our community here. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Also hit that notification bell. It really helps us fight against this algorithm. As always, thank you for your time. I'll see you in the next one.
We must, you must, take this deadly seriously. Pushing extremists off Wikipedia might not seem equal to the challenge of pushing Hezbollah north of the Litani River. Capturing TikTok might seem less meaningful than holding on to Mount Hermon. Libelous tweets certainly might seem less deadly than missiles from Yemen. But this is urgent because the next war will be decided based on how Israel and its allies perform online as much as offline.